friends, this is me Ratna Tiwari welcomes you in my channel. Today you are going to know about a very important area of home science, that is textiles and clothing. And today's topic is design for fabric and apparel. As you all know that clothing and textile reflects the materials and technologies available in different civilization and different time. The variety and distribution of clothing and textiles within a society reveal social customs and culture. The wearing of clothing is exclusively a human characteristic and is a feature of most human societies. And men and women began wearing clothes after the last ice age. Just take a look on what is textiles, because before starting this topic you must know about the textile. Maybe you may know something about the textile, so just recap your knowledge. The textile material are amongst the oldest material known to human world. When we are talking about the history, fabric made from fiber like cotton, wool, linen and silk have been used from prehistoric times for apparel and household articles, and also for many functions like fishing, hunting, ropes, sails for ship. To these list of natural fibers like cotton, silk, wool, the last century saw the addition of manufactured and synthetic fibers like rayon, polyester, nylon. The area of textile is very vast. Textile material have also provided a suitable medium for human creativity, producing items of arts and artifacts. These items are valued for their aesthetic appeal apart from their versatility of use. What is the significance of clothing and apparel? We wear clothes to protect our skin or for the purpose of safety. As our skin is uncovered and exposed, we can be easily affected by the elements like rain, snow, wind, cold, heat, etc. So, clothing is used for protection and for safety, as we want to save our skin from many injuries. There is another reason, that is modesty. Modesty refers to what people feel is the proper way for clothing to cover the body. Different groups of people may have different standard of modesty. For example, clothes that a woman might wear to a fancy party would probably be unacceptable at work the next. Then, for identification, clothing can also identify pupils as members of group. Certain type of clothing, color and accessories have become representative of certain groups, activities and occupations like air crews, air hostess, doctor. So, clothing is used for identification, style and color. Some occupations require a unique style of dress. Judges wear the traditional black robe, minister, priest and other members may wear special clothing for conducting religious services. The style of clothing often dates back many centuries to show visually that what they are doing is linked to the past. Next is for status. Kings and queens wear crown to set them apart from the rest of their subjects. We judge any pupil, or we can judge the status of any pupil by their dress, And decoration is another purpose. People decorate themselves to enhance their appearance. They wear clothes, jewelry, cosmetics in hope of improving their looks. So these are the significance of clothing and apparel. I just tell you these things about the textile and significance of clothing and apparel to just recap your knowledge about the textiles. Now come to your topic, that is design for fabric and apparel. Before starting this topic, just take a look on learning objectives. After completing this video, you will be know about the concept of design, quality of good design, types and factor of design. You may be able to recognize the elements that constitute design like line, shape, form, pattern, texture and color. So what is design? Design is a popular contemporary term which has different connotations and meanings. It is used for high fashion dress and its accessories. In fabric, it is associated with the color schemes and more specifically the print. When we are talking about the fabric, then what color scheme is used? It may be a part of the design. And what is the print? We just talk about the print of the fabric. So design has several meanings. In broadest sense, it can be described as harmony in form. The most important aspect of design, however, lies in the meaning and use of designers' creative urge and expression. So design is the human power to conceive, plan and realize products that serve human beings in accomplishment of any individual or collective purpose. However, design is not just simple a mere decoration. It should be aesthetically pleasing, functional and appropriate to its use. So, what is the basic concept? What is the quality of a good design? It should be integrate the utility and purpose of the object, which is aesthetic aspects. It should be aesthetically pleasing. A design must be aesthetically pleasing. It involves right use of material, meet expectation in terms of price, money and services. A good design must be functional. Means whatever you wear with any design, कोई भी ड्रेस है उस पर कोई डिजाइनिंग की गई है, इट शुड बी फंक्शनल. नॉट लाइक कि आपने जिस पर्पस के लिए ड्रेस पहनी है वो पर्पस सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है. तो इट शुड बी फंक्शनल. A design should satisfy certain goals and constraints, meet aesthetic, economic and socio-political considerations. Major examples of design are architectural, blueprint, engineering. Not only design is used in textile, it is used in engineering also, in computers also. There is a web designing and all. So the person who produce a design is called designer. When we are talking about the designer, we should know about the designer. Designer work professionally in different design areas with textile designer, fashion designer, product designer, concept designer, many more. A designer's sequence of activities is called design process, possibly using design methods. So we must analyze the design. So what is design analysis? Design is an arrangement according to a plan. for creation of a desired object or functional planning to achieve aesthetic result and satisfaction. So when we are analyzing a design, the aspect of design, we study two aspects of design, that is structural design and applied design. So what is a structural design? Structural design depends on the form, not to the superimposed ornamentation in fabric ornamentation. Like this, you can see here. This is not ornamentation. These are the structures made by that fabric only. In fabric production, it includes basic processing of fiber, type of fiber and yarn used, variation of weaving, knitting, etc., and the stage at which color is added. It is also create a design. In dress, it refers to the basic cut silhouette of the garment. Silhouette of the garment is outer line of the garment. You can see here. So, what is a structural design? A structural design is not a superimposed ornamentation. It is the basic processing of fiber. It can be created by the variation in weaving pattern, like plain weave. After that, twill weave. So it can create a structural design. A structure, different structure is formed in fabric. You can look here in different pictures. Design is created by the variation of weaving, variation of knitting. Clear? Now second is applied design. What is applied design? It is a part of the design which has been superimposed on the basic structure of the fabric. On fabric finishes, dyeing and printing, embroidery and fancy needlework can change the appearance. A plain cloth, suppose आपने एक plain fabric लिया है और उस पर एक embroidery करी, then that is called applied design. Clear? You do any printing, any painting, any needlework on that plain fabric. That design is known as applied design. Is it clear? On garment, it includes trims and notions, means fastener, which add to the value of the final product. Like you can see here, you can see any of your dress, बहुत सारे ट्रिम्स उसमें किए जाते हैं, कुछ फास्टनर्स लगाए जाते हैं, वो दैट इज कॉल्ड अप्लाइड डिजाइन. एंड इन ड्रेस, when we are talking about the dress, trims and notions on garment at the value of the final product, like we join any frill, any laces, this is applied design. Fabric design and dress design are as much an art as architecture, painting or sculpture. Thus the same grammar of art is applicable for textiles, for designing. Clear? Factors of design. Design consists of two main factors, that is element and principle. Element and principle. Element is the tool of the art, and principle how to use these tools of art for designing. So just take a look on the elements and the principle of design. In this video, I'm just going to tell you about the elements of design. For principle of design, you can watch part 2 or part 3 video. Part 3 video, that is, because in second part I'm going to explain you about the colors, that is the element of design. So they are the tools of art, namely color, line, shape, form, value, texture and space. In terms of textile, we only it is very important element, that is line, shape and form, color, texture. Clear? So in this video we are going to discuss about line, shape and form, texture. Clear? And just take a look on the principle of design. There is basically 5 principle of design, that is pattern, emphasis, balance, proportion, harmony and rhythm. So the pattern is a term which is used, the arrangement of line and shapes, it create a pattern. So line, this is the first element of any textile design or any design. So what is line? Line is defined as a mark that connects 2 points. You can see easily here, this is a 2 point and connected by line. So 2 points is connected by lines. It has a beginning and an end. It can also be formed as an outline of an object, shape or form. Suppose this is a shape, so there is a outline. Line is used to define the shape or different parts of a silhouette of a design. Whenever we look at a fabric, first we just look their silhouette, that is outline of that garment. It indicates the shape of things, provides movement and determine direction. It provides a movement or any direction. Line and shape are 2 elements which together create the pattern on plan of every design, and a combination of lines and shapes is used in decorative details. So types of line, there is basically 2 types of line, that is a straight line and curved line. This picture is clear you about the straight line, that these are straight line, these are curved line. Clear? So straight lines are rigid and unbroken line. This is a feature of a straight line, that they are rigid and unbroken line. It creates different effect depending on their direction. इसके डायरेक्शन के हिसाब से अलग अलग इफेक्ट क्रिएट होते हैं, and they can express the mood. A straight line can express the mood. These are further classified in 3 types. First is vertical line. Vertical lines are perpendicular to earth and signifies up and down movement. You can see here in picture, it is perpendicular to earth and signify up and down movement. Up and down movement. You can see the dresses. What are the attributes of vertical line? Vertical line emphasize height. So any person who have short height should wear vertical line dresses, and it gives the effect of slimness. So you want to look slim, you must wear vertical lines. It also gives the effect of severity, dignified and reserved look. So here is the picture. You can see the vertical line dresses, and it emphasizes the height and perpendicular to the earth. Next is horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are parallel to earth. Just take a look. This is parallel to earth, and our eyes moves in parallel direction when we look at these lines. This stress side to side movement. This stress side to side movement. And what is the basic characteristics? That it create an illusion of width and give a stable and placid effect since they repeat the ground line. So a person who is thin, बहुत पतला है, she or he have to wear horizontal line as it creates an illusion of width. So which the area, the dress you जो आपको जहाँ पर आपको width दिखानी है, चौड़ाई दिखानी है, you must use horizontal lines. Next type of straight line is oblique or diagonal lines. Oblique and diagonal lines give effect according to their angle. जिस direction में होंगी, जिस angle में होंगी, they give that effect. Like it increase or decrease width and height depending on the degree and direction of the angle. They can create an active, startling or dramatic effect. So just take a look. If the diagonal lines angle is low, 30 and something, then it give a effect of width. And if it 90 degree angle, 75 degree angle, then it give a effect of length. This is very simple. Next is curved line. Curved line is the second type of line. Straight line, then curved line we come to, and straight line is further three types: horizontal, vertical and oblique or diagonal lines. Now we come to curved line. Curved lines is one with any degree of roundness. Any line which have a degree of roundness is curved line. Clear? The curved line can be a simple arc or complicated freehand curve. The degree of roundness determines the curve. Two types of curve: restrained curve and circular curve. A restrained curve is slight degree of roundness, and circular curve is have a great degree of roundness. Certain objects are associated with these curves and names as such. For example, parabola, scroll, meander, hairpin, vipers or serpentine, figure of 8, ogee, etc. So these are curved line. What is the basic feature or important feature? That is long and flowing curved lines appears most graceful and rhythmic. Large and round curved lines lend a dramatic touch and tend to exaggerate size. Tiny puffy curves are youthful and gay. Clear? Now, what do line express? What is the purpose? What it express? Line express visual meanings. That is a straight line. It indicates force, strength, and rigidity. If straight lines are more dominant, the design effect is masculine. Whereas curved lines appear soft and graceful when used in design. Curved lines impart delicacy, softness, and grace and give the impression of femininity and daintiness. The next element is shape or forms. Shape is the connecting lines make shapes. You can look in picture, that is connecting line. These are 4 connecting lines make a square shape. 3 connecting line triangular shape. There is 2 types, basically 2-dimensional shapes and 3-dimensional shape. 2-dimensional as a drawing or print on paper or fabric. Any drawing, any print, any on paper or fabric. And when we are talking about the 3-dimensional, is an object that can be viewed from 3 or more sides, like human body or a garment on it. When we wear a garment, then it is a 3-dimensional design. And when it is on fabric, when any design or print on a fabric, then it is a 2-dimensional design, because we can't see the third dimensions of that design. What are the attributes or major features? Since shapes are formed by connecting lines, the characteristics of line used will determine the characteristics of the shape. If only straight line are used, the shape will be different than if only curved line is used. If curved line is used, then the shape is different. And if straight line is used, then shape is different. Clear? Numerous varieties of shapes can be created using different type of lines in different combinations. Group of shape, there are basically 4 group of shapes. Just take a look. There is a natural shapes. Natural shapes are the copy, nature, or common shapes or man-made objects. Common shapes of man-made objects. Next is stylish shape. It is a simplified or modified natural shapes. When we are simplified a natural shape, they may have some distorted or exaggerated part. Next is geometric shape. Geometric shapes are mathematically formed or give a similar impression. And abstract shape are free form. They do not resemble any specific object but may represent different things to different people because of a personal association. So these are the group of shapes. Shapes and form in fabric refer to the fall or drape of the material, to the shape of ornamentation and motifs, and the type of placement or repeat. That is the final pattern formation. In apparel, it represents the silhouette, cut, and final detailing. Now, the next element of design and art is texture. Texture is a sensory impression of sight and touch. Texture is totally what do you, when you touch any garment, what is your feel, how it feels, and refers to a tactile and visual qualities of the material. Each material has a distinctive texture. Texture can be described in terms of looks, behave and feel. When we are talking about the looks, that is shiny, any texture may be dull, opaque, dense, transparent, translucent and glossy. The behave of the fabric, like hang limbs, stiff, sticking out, clinging, flowing out. And how you feel when touch your fabric, that is soft, crisp, harsh, smooth, rough, coarse, grainy and pebby. These are the textures of fabric you can see in these designs. These are the texture. Factors that determine the texture. There are some factors which determine the texture of any textile material. That is fiber content. What fiber type is used, its length and fineness and its surface characteristics determine the texture of material. Yarn processing and yarn type, method of processing, twist inserted during processing, fineness of the yarn and yarn type. Yarn type means simple yarn, complex yarn, novelty or textured yarn. That determine the texture of a material. Next is the fabric construction techniques. Which fabric construction technique, which type of weaving, which type of knitting or felting or braiding or lace making has done. That determine the texture. Next is fabric finishes, stiffening, maybe starching, sizing or gumming or degumming, anything, ironing, calendaring, tentering. There is different type of finishes which applied on the fabric can determine the texture of that material. And last is surface ornamentation, like tufting, flock printing, embossing, embroidery and stitched effect determine the texture of the fabric, means what is the texture of that fabric. So role of the texture in textile designing. When we are talking about texture, then we must know the role. The main purpose of texture in dress design is to create interest and to enhance the desirable features of the person. Texture used should have a pleasing relationship to each other to achieve harmony, and the texture used should be appropriate to figure, personal characteristics, silhouette and occasion. Next is pattern. When we make line, it becomes a shape or form. The pattern is formed when shapes are grouped together. This grouping may be all of one shape or a combination of two or more type of shapes. The arrangement of these shapes can be natural, stylized, geometric and abstract. Means when different shapes are used, then it together, then it become a pattern. Like this shape is used, oval shape is used and joined together, then it become a pattern of flower. Clear? So it may be geometric, stylized or abstract. Clear? And if you joint these patterns, then this become leaves. So basically pattern is the joining or grouping of shapes together in different manners, then it become a pattern. Next is color. Color is all around us in many forms. It is one of the most important aspects of all textile materials, be it for apparel, household, commercial and institutional uses. So color we will discuss in our next video, because it is a very vast, बहुत डिटेल में हमें पढ़ना है कलर के बारे में. So we will be discuss in our next video. For today, this is all. about the four element of designing. Color we will discuss in my another video. You must watch and just wait and watch that video. I think you understand this chapter. So there is a review question for you. What do you understand by the term of design? Question number 2. What are the factors that affect the texture of a fabric during its manufacture? Next is, what are the elements of design? And last, what are the different type of lines and shapes? How do they create different effects and moods? So you must write the answer of these questions. Thanks for watching my video. I think you understand this very well. So please subscribe, like and share video as much as you can. And don't forget to press the bell button for further updates. Thank you so much. And please, if you have any question regarding this topic, you must write in comment box. Definitely you will get your answer. Thanks.